Welcome everyone to the What's Left podcast. John here with Jake and Brad. We're the punk rock garage band of podcast, getting our voice of resistance as loudly as we can here on the Derealization Nation Media Network. Guys, we've got Israel bombing Yemen, the President of the United States embarrassing us all again in the Oval Office and everywhere else that he goes. We have a lot of things to get to, but it is also Speculation Sunday. So we're going to get to our conspiracy theories at the end of this. But first, let's start with just a little bit of news. And before we do that, please like and subscribe, especially on YouTube. Thank you for everybody who has. You guys are really making this thing happen. Continue to push us out into the algorithm if you haven't already. With the subscribe button and like this video and hit the bell at the top if you like to get notifications when new videos drop. Okay, so guys, first of all, Israel has officially began moving tanks uh, and personnel into Gaza City and is basically surrounded the 1 million people or so living there and is ordering them to evacuate. So, no matter how you slice it right now, that is what we call ethnic cleansing, right? That's what's happening here. And on top of that, uh, because, why would one thing be enough? The especially a lot of people, uh, most people in the comments, when it comes to Israel, are aware of what's going on now. But there are still some who just pop up out of nowhere and just refuse to believe what's happening is happening, especially when we talked about Israel's expansion. We got some pushback from some pro-Israel groups. And I just want to say, if not expansion, then why expansion shaped as Israel hits the presidential palace in Yemen with bombs today? The images of that are just like, I mean, crazy, like spectacular in a bad way. Um, and just it's just wild to me. Like I don't know where's the disconnect here with people. I maybe could understand older people who have like a connection to the idea of Israel or can remember World War II or Holocaust survivors. Like maybe they can get a little bit of a pass for being slow to this, but like, what's the disconnect? You guys got any clues?
Because it's been forced down their throats so much that if you disagree with Israel, then you're an anti-Semite. That's
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. Like it is very clear that you either support Israel or you are anti-Semitic. That is the message that's been pushed to us, and people are so quick to defend. Even like the members of our Congress are the same way. If you speak out against Israel, you are anti-Semitic and you are a bad human being. Israel has the right to exist. And Israel has the right to obtain nuclear weapons and all this under the guise of either you allow them to do it or you're anti-Semitic.
right. Yeah, and we saw all of those protesters and the uh on college campuses now still being punished over just people speaking out against Israel. And that's kind of I mean it's wild how much like of course it was going to be worse with Trump. And I don't think nobody on this panel denied that. We all got out and voted for what we thought was the safer of the two candidates by a long shot. Like it wasn't close for any of us. Um, that being said, Jill Stein and Kamala Harris are pretty much in the same place on this. I hear nothing about this from either of them. Have I missed something?
I haven't heard a thing from Kamala since she was trying to sell us her book.
I just saw a TikTok of her and she's like packing her suitcase. And she's like, "Oh, I need to pack this." And she hands to her suitcase and it's full of her books. And she said, "Never mind, I'm packed." And then puts her toothbrush back. That's the only thing I've seen recently.
See? And I haven't seen anything from Jill Stein since November 5th.
Yeah.
No,
So
no. Right. So about equal there, but the proactive destruction of Gaza, and it's not just like Israel that Trump is supportive of. Like I want to point this out because I think it's important. Like Qatar was the one that Israel used to pay Hamas. right? Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, these are also Trump's little buddies, right? And they are part of the so-called Abraham Accords, which were all about Israeli normalization, which is really about uh, Palestinian dehumanization normalization. Because you have all of these Arab countries that like could and should step in and just do not in any way. And I understand that they're nuclear power, but the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar actively assist Israel in their expansion policies. And so I don't know, I find that so crazy and definitely worth pointing out because I just don't feel like you hear that ever. I mean, I had to dig to find out like about the bombings. I didn't know that Saudi Arabia bombed anybody. I didn't know the United Arab Emirates bombed anybody. I didn't know they were doing that, but they do. And usually it's, the people that Israel wants bombed. Whether or not like it's directly for them or not, it's kind of immaterial because it's, they're obviously playing for the same team, I guess.
Yeah,
Team America World Police.
yeah. It's like the Axis and allies, and then this whole subsection of people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's always been the part of the world, like no matter what, not to nerd out super big on the war because I don't want to stay here, but like that, the Middle East has always been the pivotal point. Like as much as the Axis and the Allies were the focal points of the world wars, like the Middle East was always like always a very important piece, the puzzle. Always is, always will be. So I don't know. It's fascinating. I was speaking with somebody over the weekend, a new friend, and just talking about that. And it's like just I asked him, I said, like, where do you think conflict is most likely to break out? Is it in Israel or is it in Europe? And we both concluded that it was probably more likely to happen in Europe just because Israel's essentially untouchable. Like, what can anyone do to Israel? I just, I don't know. Without direct intervention from Europe or the United States, which is not going to happen, I don't see the, the Iron Dome is impenetrable. It's surrounded by United States aircraft carriers. I don't, I just don't think there's any way to get to it.
And I almost think at this point, because they're such a nuclear power, that even if the USA was to say, which is not happening, I'm not even gonna, it's not happening.
No,
But even if the USA was to say, "Hey, we're done. We're not supporting Israel anymore," that they have set themselves up such a defense system amongst the Iron Dome and with nuclear weapons that you can't just go into Israel because obviously they think that like they are the supremacy of the world.
right.
So if it can't be Israel, it'll be nobody, and they'll kill everyone with these nuclear weapons.
Right. Which is why a country like Iran obviously is like there's no way they're not working on a nuclear weapon still. Like if you think that conflict's over, well, I got bridges to sell you. You know what I'm saying? That ain't over. All right. Who saw the president in the Oval Office waving around his autographed picture of Vladimir Putin?
I did.
I actually didn't.
No?
No.
Well, he got a picture from Vladimir and he wanted everybody to see it. And this was in the midst of questioning about the company. Remember, we talked about the US company that got bombed by Russia. And they
Yeah.
were in the midst of like being asked about this. He's talking about uh, Putin, and he's talking about how he wants to get him to the World Cup if that's a thing, and yada yada. Of course, he's got the president of the World Cup, Gianni Infantine or something like that, but he's the guy that had to like push Trump back away from the picture so that the team could get their World Cup picture. Remember that guy?
Yes.
Yeah, so he was there in the Oval Office. He told Trump that he could touch the World Cup trophy like all world leaders do, and Trump asked if he could keep it, and then said that he was going to, because he is an embarrassing, awful, weird human being. And yeah, and then the picture of Putin. So the love affair is crazy. And JD Vance did the same thing today. Like he was on Meet the Press, And they were asking him, like, okay, so like, is it a concern of the administrations that they hit this US company? And he's like, well, that's war. That's what war is. I mean,
Yeah, we're not at war, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, and we're at war with them if they attack our facilities.
that's what I'm saying, man. And ordinarily, I mean, it would be an act of, certainly be an act of war. Like you wouldn't be talking about bringing the guy to the World Cup or normalizing relationships or trying to bring them back into the economic fold while they're doing this. But that's exactly what they're talking about.
Do you remember when they attacked buildings on American soil and we went over there and killed fucking everybody
Yeah, well, they were brown.
in the Middle East? Well, that's fair point, John. Fair point. But I'm just saying, we have done far worse.
Hmm. For far less.
And well, that might have been a little more. You know what I
Well,
mean? They did kill a lot of people.
oh no, no, I'm not talking about. I'm
But
not
yes,
talking
just in
about that
general,
conflict
yes,
necessarily.
yes,
Just
yes,
in general, yeah. I mean,
yes,
we've
yes, yes,
we've
yes,
like
yes.
invaded whole countries because we felt like it. Uh we started the whole problem with Iran way long time ago. They were just like if they're just having too good of a time and being too progressive for us. So we decided to overthrow everything and cause a fucking disaster in the Middle East. So like never forget that. Like Iran was utopia before the United States decided that it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I almost wanted to do Gaddafi today, but I didn't because I just don't have enough. Like I went down the rabbit hole this week and I don't have enough to do it yet. But the Gaddafi thing's kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah, the Gaddafi thing is crazy, and what's even crazier, well, not crazier, but what's continue as it continues to be crazy is that Israel basically moved into Syria. Nobody, of course, stopped them, and like they're basically taking it over. Like they're just they bombed Damascus. Like I mean, that's insane. You finally get rid of Gaddafi, and whoever these people are, and one of them, the leader, did 9/11, like was one of the guys, like but.
George W.
No, not a Bush, not a Cheney.
Okay,
One
okay.
of the guys they hired. Uh, the so, but he was that was the person who helped lead that strategy. So he was not like necessarily a great choice to lead the place. But neither is Benjamin Netanyahu. Like turning the place over to Israel is also insane. Like they just fought for their independence, and you just allow another power to occupy them in general. And that's wild. And I didn't give Trump any credit, but I stayed off hammering his foreign policy when he lifted sanctions on Syria because I said that was the right thing to do. And it was the right thing to do. But the right thing to do was to lift sanctions and allow them to be independent. Like that was the reason to lift the sanctions, not to lift the sanctions so that Israel can benefit from it. Like that's not the right reason to do that. That's the exact opposite of the reason to do that. So I want to point that out for anybody that one person might be an avid listener. Like, that's not the reason. That's not the reason that we thought that's it's still the right thing to do, but that's the wrong reason to do it. As is the case with most of the Trump. The Trump is great at pointing out problems. He just has the absolute worst, most selfish solutions for them. And that's Maga in a nutshell. Here's the right problem. Here's the wrong solution. I don't know. So, yeah, absolute fucking embarrassment. Uh, I think we can wrap that for the news section because I want to get to the fun stuff. Right? It is Sunday. Let's get
Cool.
to the goodies. Let's get to the goodies. So I know both of you just dying to start. So who wants to go?
Brad can go first this time. I went first last time.
Okay.
Yep. Uh, cool. Um, this one is definitely a little more lighthearted than the absolute truths we uncovered last week with Flat Earth. Um, but um, my favorite musical artist of all time is Garth Brooks. He's the greatest selling solo artist of all time, ahead of Elvis Presley. He
I didn't know
is,
that.
yeah, he is a humanitarian in terms of everything he does. He is a blue heart, and all his concert tickets, whether you're sitting in the front row or the very last row, are all $75, first come, first serve. There's no increased prices at any of his concerts, whatever, whatever, whatever. All this great guy. Also, John, he's a serial killer. Yep,
Wait,
that's
Garth
right.
Garth Brooks?
Garth Brooks is a serial killer.
Oh my God.
So anybody who followed Garth Brooks or like our parents would know Garth Brooks had an alter ego in the late 90s. His name was Chris Gaines.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
you remember Chris Gaines? Yeah. So Garth Brooks did an entire different persona as Chris Gaines, and he was like this like mysterious rock guy. Like that was his whole thing. Um, well, in 2018, Tom Segura pretty much made a joke like, haha, funny, funny. Um, Garth Brooks is a serial killer that goes by Chris Gaines, and he started saying, "Where are the bodies, Garth?" Um, so that was like the whole thing. And if you play the clip, it's him talking a little bit about the conversation he had with Garth Brooks.
Okay,
Or
okay.
yeah, you'll see.
All right, let's do that. Uh, there it is.
You know about this Garth Brooks thing? And people will go like, "What?" And they're like, "There's like a legit theory that he's a serial killer." And you see people go, "What the?" I'm like, "Does he know?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course he knows." And I asked like, "How does he take it?" He goes, "He's confused by it, doesn't get it, like doesn't get it at all." So the next time I ran into this dude, I guess he had turned a little bit from like, "I'm confused by this" to like, "Hey, I don't like this shit that this guy is doing." Found out who I was, and he said that Garth, when people bring it up to him, shows them the video of me breaking my arm and like falling trying to dunk, and he goes, "Karma."
We sent our guys
He
out.
was on the jumbotron.
What now?
Zolo was on the jumbotron in Houston,
Yeah.
at the stadium show, and he held up like "We love you" Garth sign, and then he dropped it. And underneath it, it said, "Where are the bodies, G?" And it's on the fucking jumbo. We got tagged a million times that
Yeah,
night.
people knew.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's how it started. Well, obviously, people love to go down a rabbit hole, and every tour date that Garth Brooks has can be tied to a missing person in the area of that concert.
That's crazy.
Right. So Garth Brooks has traveled around the country as like the greatest solo artist of all time.
There's a lot of tours.
Yes, and has now gone on to start killing people at every tour
Wow.
because it does align. My best guess would be this is all funny, funny, and it just started as a legitimate like let's make fun of Garth Brooks for doing the Chris Gaines thing because what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that was weird.
And now it's turned into like people literally spent the time going through and matching up his tour dates to missing persons in the area so they can be like Garth Brooks is a serial killer. And there are people that are like, where are the bodies, Garth? Like people are doing this, and it's hilarious because it's like a very very slim chance that Garth Brooks has time to kill anybody.
Yeah,
But
no.
yeah, it really took off, and like still right now, you will hear about it like today. Like it started in 2018. There are people that still do it.
Wow.
It's hilarious to me. And
That's
my favorite solo artist is a serial killer.
that's crazy. It concerns me that there's that many missing people in the world because, like I said, Garth does a lot of touring.
He does.
That's not cool.
He did his residency in Vegas for a long time, and then when he went on tour, I saw him in Pittsburgh, and it was absolutely bananas. Craziest show I've ever seen in my whole life.
Yeah.
He also is my favorite, so maybe that holds a little, you know.
Sure, there's definitely a bias there.
But man, and I don't
Yeah.
even think he sings for real
No?
because every single person knows his words. So I really think it's just us, and every once in a while he'll just like slam a C chord and be like, "Yeah," and then we just, you know what I mean? I don't even think he's probably just
Yeah.
watching at that point because we everybody's singing everywhere.
True, true. But
You
that'd
think
be
people go so they could be the next victim?
you
What
don't
if it's me? What if it's me?
don't serial killers usually have fans? I mean, like I know like I guess I'm just thinking of like oh, what's his name? Uh well, that's not helpful. But like don't serial killers usually have
Well,
fans?
Jeffrey Dahmer had a
Old
huge
what's his
following.
name? Charles Manson had a huge following,
Jeffrey
like a
Dahmer had a huge
lot.
following. Ted Bundy was too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he
Jeez.
lived in like the woods by himself in a shack. Like
Yeah.
he was,
He
but
wasn't.
he had a friend. He had like a little kid friend. Like it was like uh what's the name of that movie with Billy Bob Thornton? The dude Sling Blade. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. He got the boy. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So that's my conspiracy theory. A little bit more lighthearted today. A little
Yeah,
more lighthearted today.
that's good. What the hell's
Garth
that?
Brooks is the greatest. Also, an incredible serial killer because he's yet to be caught.
Yeah, that's wild. Not what this conspiracy theory really needs is a thread through his lyrics where he confesses. That's what it really needs.
For sure.
That's the flavor. So if you're a conspiracy theorist, you're listening, you're excited that the Garth Brooks theory finally made the mainstream, the big time. Probably get us some, lyrics to sew it through.
If I was Garth, I would lean into it so fucking hard.
You would think I
Oh.
would. Why not? Like start like dropping little hints.
I'd come out as Chris Gaines.
Hmm.
I would just be Chris Gaines at all my concerts.
100%. 100%.
It'd be
Jake,
hilarious.
I was thinking though, like about the Paul thing last week. Do you feel like maybe it's just too much? Like it's so much that it's got
That
to
was
be fake.
a
But
publicity stunt for sure. Well, I don't think it started on purpose, but I think they did like capitalize on it.
yeah,
And they had probably fun doing it. Like I would
yeah.
have fun putting subliminal hints and shit. Because like I said, they sold other records multiple times because people would ruin those records looking for backward singing stuff. So like they skyrocketed their sales by doing that.
So I guess what I'm asking is like, has anyone played their Garth Brooks records backwards yet?
No, because everything's copyrighted, so he doesn't release it.
Does he release vinyls? He did. There was a point.
Everybody
Like
has
Yeah,
vinyl now.
he's old enough that like they were still
yeah. Oh
releasing on
yeah, he
vinyl.
was during the Bible time, sure.
Everybody has a vinyl now. They're every popular artist has an vinyl now.
I don't know, but Garth doesn't do anything contemporary. Like he doesn't. He's still not a. I don't even know. Did he ever sell his the rights to his songs to Spotify? I know that was a
I,
thing. He held
the
out
only
forever.
the only place you can get his music is Amazon.
There you go. Oh, good, perfect. Way to go,
Yeah, I know.
jackass. That's
I know.
of
I
all the
know.
fucking places. The only place you can get it is where you can get everything else.
Amazon Music. Yep. Dude, do you remember when I tried to switch over to Australian iTunes
Yeah.
or Australian Apple Music to get the Garth Brooks album, and I lost my whole library, Jake.
Yeah.
I lost my entire
They
That
said
was wild.
library.
That was wild. You do not. So, I mean, honestly, like if you need some like hard evidence that Garth Brooks might be a hardened criminal, try and download his music. Try
Yeah,
it. I fucking dare you. You
every
will
album was
lose your god. You will be the next. You will be next. You will disappear.
back when it was CDs. All his like newer shit, like post 2000, would write on the fucking CD talk about copyright infringement. Dude, they were so serious about it.
So I used to burn CDs from the library, and I remember bringing the Garth Brooks discography home to burn, and it would not let me. Facts. He wasn't the
Dude,
only one, but he was definitely one of them.
yeah.
Hmm. Special protections on every CD.
Where are the bodies, Garth?
Where are the fucking bodies? Until or release the fucking playlist.
Yeah. Let us hear it. Let us decipher it for ourselves.
Yeah, I don't even know if I know a song by him, but if he's
Oh,
not releasing
you
You
shut your goddamn mouth.
you
what are
definitely
they? I don't
you
know.
Don't do this. Friends in low places.
Oh,
I got friends. Yeah,
okay.
everybody knows that one.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows that fucking song.
And the
That
Thunder
was
Rolls. Everybody, you
yeah,
gotta if you don't know the Thunder Rolls, you should know the Thunder Rolls. There's no better song about cheating than that one.
man.
That
There
don't
ain't a
get
song that yeah, I know them all, but
like it fucking like put chill up your back of your spine just thinking about the song.
oh, Jake, oh my God, brother, we've
Well,
got
I'm
to
not
show you.
paying for his music.
Hmm,
I
What?
don't pay for music that of artists I actually enjoy.
that's true.
Uh, you would love him.
I think you would. Because he's legitimately a really good artist, and his songs are legitimately have depth. They're not just
Dude,
like it's not like somebody stole my truck and kicked my dog or whatever kind of country music. It's like legitimately good. Some of the best music
the, so-
from that I grew up with for sure.
the song "We Shall Be Free." I've
Mm.
done at the end of this song at the end of this podcast twice. I've
Mhm.
quoted it twice at the end of this podcast.
Mhm.
So when he dies and all of his music is free, now it's
Nah,
Jacob, we're not going to talk about that. All right.
when they catch him.
when they catch him or a victim fights back and ends up killing him instead, then I will.
Oh,
Is that what happened to Dahmer?
it would be an
I
honor.
forget.
No, Dahmer died in the jail. Someone killed him in jail.
Someone killed him in jail. That's what it was.
In the weight section. He beat the head in. He beat his whole head in.
That's why a lot of prisons don't have it because that shit would happen a lot. I mean, it is
Dahmer
literally
deserved every
inevitable.
second of that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. Talk about taking Republican to the max. Like
That's what most
I don't want to deal with my gay feelings, so I'm gonna murder people.
right.
Did you hear they outed Lizzie Graham? We're getting way off topic here.
Yep.
Social media loves to out people now, though. They
It
love
is
to find
weird.
This was
like
like
they outed Billie Eilish, and she's like, I didn't know I wasn't publicly out. She's
I know
like,
I
just so
remember that
people
one.
knew.
That one was right. That was crazy. She's like, "Did you think I was not gay?"
Yeah,
She was so confused. I was like, "Yeah, that makes sense. Good for her."
they love to try and be on top of it.
Yeah. Now this is Senator Lindsey Graham who's tried so hard to keep it closeted, but like everybody knows he's had his little he called them ladybugs, which is why they call him Lady Lindsay. Um yeah, it's been known, but like prostitutes that he hired came out and were like, is that the right name? Escorts maybe? What's the
It
what's
could
the
be male
appropriate
escorts.
what's the appropriate name there? Escorts probably.
Male escorts.
It gets the point across. We're not perfect. We are the punk rock garage band, not the MSNBC production. So uh anyway, Jake, let's get to you.
Okay, so I chose Big Pharma this time.
Nice.
There's a lot that goes like into this one. There's like several ones. Like you can like list a couple like HIV and AIDS and like fluoride and all this stuff. But Big Pharma is technically like they're creating diseases and withholding cures so they can keep all the money and like while people die. And like people who consist of like the Big Pharma would be like insurance companies, pharmaceutical companies, politicians. There's so much more that goes into like Big Pharma. There's so many like people in it, but they prioritize profits over saving people's lives. That's like their whole deal. So like the first one we can talk about like HIV and AIDS. One of them is like it was created by the CIA in order to eradicate Black people and queer people. They say that gay people were directly injected during the H or Hep B like injections um, in the 1978. And then some people say that Richard Nixon, when he combined the U.S. Army with U.S. Army biowarfare with the National Cancer Institution, is when they started doing it too. But this one, like, I'm not okay. HIV and AIDS is a very serious topic, and I'm not going. This is debunked completely because HIV and AIDS came from the monkeys. There was two monkeys, and they have a singular virus each and they somehow both ended up in a chimpanzee and they combined. And when people would hunt for, I think what they call them, bush bush somethings, like when they shoot like animals and they eat them. So when they ingested the virus, it went into the human body and then created HIV and AIDS. And also, like we weren't able to replicate a disease until 2002. That one's completely debunked. This is like the start of it.
Okay.
And then there's fluoride, the fluoride in the water, which was said that the communists were putting fluoride in the water to make Americans stupider.
Wow. That
This one's
sounds
widely.
that sounds familiar.
That
Yeah.
feels right. That feels right.
Uh,
Feels good.
uh,
This one's funny because there is fluoride. It's naturally occurring fluoride, and it is in the drinking water. And they did a full study on it, and it is proven. And like if you do reduce, like it helped with kids' cavities, like were less. And like in toothpaste, they have warnings. We have to
mhm.
understand that fluoride is a chemical, and just because it's a chemical doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Most of the earth is made up of chemicals. So like you have to understand that chemicals are in everything. So like when you hear the term chemical, people are like, "Oh my God." Like no, it's just fluoride in the water. Just make sure you're not drinking excessive amounts of it. There's cancer. So like cancer is a huge umbrella term, which is like over 200 diseases, like all with different varying ways of healing and like whatever treatments. Um, they say they're withholding it for insurance money purposes and like the expenses so they can just like keep things. But like it's crazy because like there's so many different forms of cancer, but like maybe there is some slight cures, but there's not like going to be a miracle cure. You know what I mean? Like one's not going to solve them all.
Yeah. I, well, go ahead. Finish.
My last one's vaccines.
Okay, good.
So vaccines is probably one of the biggest ones. One third of Americans think that vaccines have something else in them, which is scary.
Yes.
One third of Americans.
Hmm.
Um, they say that vaccines have ulterior motives, like it alters your DNA. Um, Good old Bill Gates' microchips in them,
Yeah.
and like the CDC is just lying to us outright. I will tell you first foremost, real fact: vaccines do not cause autism.
No.
Point blank, period, does not cause autism. Okay? That's for real. But I want, what I want to take from
Yes.
Big Pharma is these ones are all pretty much debunked, but I do not think that they come off scot-free because what we see in big companies, politicians, insurance companies, yes, they may be doing certain things to withhold stuff from us to ensure that they get more money from us. Like I was just saying my own like little testament. I had to take 3 different antibiotics to get rid of a sinus infection this year. That is insane. 3 different times I had to go back to the hospital, pay for the visit, pay for my medication, and then any other follow-ups. So I don't think that they caused certain diseases in some cases, but I do think that there is some things that should be regulated maybe more.
Yeah. So, so all of this point, like, yes, the problem is that it's not strictly regulated enough.
Mm-hmm.
What I will say about like create that they are highly incentivized actually to create cures
Right.
and to get the patents first. So that is actually part of the system, like where as much as it's for profit, like that part of the system functions functions. We'll just say it functions. I'm not going to say it functions well, but it functions. But like we've always said that like the idea of putting people's lives for profit is inherently stupid and bad.
Right.
Like, yeah. So like obviously like you can but like yeah, there is definitely incentive. There would be incentive if your incentive is only profit, which corporations stated incentive is only profit. Like that is the clear Milton Friedman version of capitalism that we have been stuffed under for 50 years says that like if you go for profit first, the free market will take care of the rest. The free market will fix the rest. Competition will fix the rest. Like just because let's say, just because Pfizer doesn't want to fix the problem, well, then that opens up the door for Merck to come along and fix the problem and make more money. So there's the free market will fix everything. And that has been proven categorically false because well, mostly for a lot of reasons, but like for the most part, because there's like very few companies left. Like there isn't much competition. It's one or two companies. So if, Pfizer's concentrating on one thing, Merck doesn't bother with it, or they end up just waiting it out, sharing till the patent wears out, till that patent period goes away. And then they all make money off of the
Mhm.
disease. And so it doesn't work the way that it's supposed to. And I think for that reason, people feel truth in this one. People feel truth in what these companies do. I don't know. I'll give you a chance to break in, Brad. I got other stuff though.
Um, as someone who has put random substances into their body for a large period of their life,
Mhm.
I still do not trust our government. Like you know what I mean? I still don't trust the government. So like, uh, I kind of take everything they do with a grain of salt because I believe that there's far more the same way with addiction treatment. There's far more money in treating the problem than there is in curing the problem.
Suboxone, I'm looking at you. Methadone.
Yeah, there's far more money in treating than there is in curing, and that goes for everything.
Hmm. So here's something else. So one of the things you brought up was the HIV and the AIDS, and obviously our ability to replicate diseases did not exist back then, and so that much is impossible. But our ability to replicate crack cocaine and heroin was very much in the control of the government at the time. And this specific thing is true. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That crack was pushed into the communities to eliminate black people by the inherently awful racist who is the fucking beginning, the fucking Abraham of this fucking destructive force of racist bullshit that this country is, Ronald Reagan, did this in the 80s. It is real. It did kill many in the gay community, many in the black community, and many of the people whom they wanted gone, the poor people, the black people, the gay people. It was, they did that to them. That, to me, is unequivocal, and I will fucking fight anybody who says otherwise. I swear to God. Like, I will have that argument to the death. Go ahead, Jake.
It's bushmeat. I remembered from
Right.
eating bushmeat. I didn't want to be a bad queer person and not know it's bushmeat from eating bushmeat.
Listen, Jake, like Scott Bessent is the Treasury Secretary. Tim Cook just gave Donald Trump a golden trophy. Like the bar, you're clearing it, bud. You're clearing it. Don't worry about it, okay?
No, it just hit me though. It's bushmeat.
Right, right.
Chimpanzees. It's chimpanzees.
Yeah, Grody.
uh, yeah, John, it is without a doubt. The crack epidemic was started by Ronald Reagan.
Yep. And so naturally, people would think that like AIDS was also part of the plan.
Well,
Sure.
2002 is polio that they recreated, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that does make sense that they would also think. But wasn't that before? AIDS would be before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Long
Yeah.
before, long before. But I'm saying the reason that people would believe that is
Oh, because they
because
think back on it.
when you look back on it,
Uh-huh.
obviously,
Okay.
they pushed drugs,
Right.
and a lot of the transmission was through needles,
Right.
right?
Right.
A lot of that transition was through needles and through sex, unprotected sex, which is something that poor people have, right?
Uh,
So yeah, 100%. So when you look, I think because we have to look at these things, and this is kind of why I think like this is so instructive to look at this stuff because we find what people's real experience is, which is like we talked about how all it's been talked about a lot, like how Trump went on some vibes, right? Like people were angry, people were upset, they felt the disconnect. He didn't have a good answer, but he spoke to their frustrations. And he is like his whole base is built on this web of conspiracy theories, just like this, like the vaccines, all of this. And for me, like the reason is because it gives them a reason, something to blame for their problems, right? And when you add in the truth, the failures of our government at time after time, the very real crack epidemic that became the opioid epidemic that just ravaged all of us poors all across the nation. Like at this point, there's very few people who haven't been touched by this, right? Like that's very real to people. So when you can see when they are capable of that, when they are capable of just seconding a genocide in Gaza, like what aren't they capable of? Why wouldn't you believe that? Like why wouldn't you believe that the government like gave people AIDS? Like probably, you know what I mean? Like if they could have, they might have, you know? The only reason it's debunked is because we know they couldn't have,
right.
you
Right.
know? So yeah, that's a good one because I think that because of that, like I think that's important. I think that's
Hmm.
instructive when we do these things.
Hmm.
I
May
do
not be these major ones they talk about, but there is definitely some shady stuff that goes in on all of those things.
for sure. And the MAGA cult believes all of them. Like I swear to God, and this is my theory. Here's a conspiracy theory for you. My theory is that Michael Flynn bought into a pyramid scheme of ivermectin and ended up with a garage full of it, and that's how QAnon started. And because I'm serious, because they're all out here hawking this ivermectin for everything. Clean your windows, cure your cancer, ivermectin, ivermectin, ivermectin.
Dude, Riley Gaines, we all know who that is.
Yeah. Fifth
Pitching
place,
ivermectin. Yeah,
number five.
pitching
She was
ivermectin.
number five. That's what it's going to say on her grave. Buried with a hat that says number five. Fucking Riley Gaines. Yeah, she's pitching ivermectin now too. And they all do. So I'm telling you, dude, QAnon, He's just trying to sell ivermectin. Like he caught with a garage full of it. And he said, "You know what's going to sell this to these rubes? Pedophile Democrats." That's he's like he probably knew it was actually Republicans, you know, because he had spent some time in office. But he was like, you know what? They'll never buy it. They'll never buy it. It's gonna have to be Democrats, or this shit will never sell. All right, boy, I'm a little bit nervous. This is some fucking heady shit here. So, red heifer theory. What do you guys know about it?
Not a thing.
Nope. I know
Okay,
what a heifer is.
okay, that's good. That's a good place to start. So there is this prophecy, right, that exists, and it is very important to all fundamentalist Christians. Okay, uh, there is a specific type of post-apocalyptic Christian called post-millennial, to whom this sacrifice is very important. So there's this the sacrifice of a red heifer has happened 9 times in the past, and now it has to be a perfect red heifer, which is like entirely kosher, no yolk, not even two hairs of different colors touching. Like that's the kind of standard which they set. And so it's very hard to find this red heifer. There is a businessman from Texas who is closely associated with a friend of the pod, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House of the United States of America, uh, who recently traveled to Israel with several test heifers, right? This was in August. They did this test heifer, and they are planning to do the real thing as soon as they can find it. And the 10th heifer is to usher in this coming of, if you are Jewish, the Messiah, if you are Christian, the second coming of Jesus. But either way, it will usher in, get this, a golden age. Have you heard that term lately? Golden age? You know, somebody in the White House saying it a lot, ushered in a golden age. Weird, huh? Strange. But it will usher in a golden age of prosperity, right? Which it's crazy. So golden age of prosperity, and wealth for, God's people. And now who those God's people are is, selective. You see this like with immigration. Like many people from different countries think, well, it's not about me. And it's the same with these Christians. Like they think, well, this, we all get along, but they all think secretly like they're the ones, like they're the chosen ones. Like they all think that they're the ones that are untouchable in this situation. But in reality, like, many people die, some people get converted, Jesus takes small, the saved ones or whatever. But so they all believe a little bit differently, but they all believe the same thing, and they're all waiting on the second coming of Jesus, and it has to come through Israel, and it has to come through the expansion of Israel into the entirety of the Middle East. So until Israel is the biblical Israel of the entirety of the Middle East, Jesus can't come back, right? He's waiting a long time. Okay. Or if you're Jewish, and one of the reasons that Jewish people say that Christ couldn't have been the Messiah is because he never did usher in a golden age of prosperity. So, like 2,000 years of proof that Jesus was not Jesus. Like he wasn't the one, he was just a prophet, like wasn't the guy. Now, at the sacrifice of the red heifer. Actually, let me play this clip real quick, and let him fill in some of the blanks, and then we'll talk a little bit on the other side about how this is related to October 7th as well.
So, of course, we've been talking a lot about Gaza lately and the fact that it absolutely is a live stream genocide. And now Israel has come out and admit, yeah, we're going to reoccupy all of Gaza. We're going to take all of Gaza. We're going to build settlements there. We're going to kill a lot of the Palestinians. Those who remain, we're going to try to ethnically cleanse and deport them to South Sudan or Libya. They're working on deals to try to complete the ethnic cleansing. And this certainly is not getting talked about with the urgency that it deserves. The outrage is not matched to the facts on the ground. And at the same time this is going on, people don't quite realize Israel's also making a move on the West Bank. So part of what Israel's trying to do here, as you know, they're trying to create what's called a Greater Israel. Now, this was viewed as a conspiracy theory at the beginning of the genocide, but come to find out, this is another thing that Netanyahu admitted. Indeed, that's true. He said, I'm on a spiritual mission to create a Greater Israel. That's what Netanyahu said. So all the things that were considered conspiracies now, they've effectively admitted all of them. Reoccupying Gaza, Greater Israel. And so look at what's happening in the West Bank. So this is an article from back in May of this year. Israel announces major expansion of settlements in the occupied West Bank. Israeli ministers say 22 new Jewish settlements have been approved in the occupied West Bank, the biggest expansion in decades. Several already exist as outposts built with government authorization, but will now be made legal under Israeli law. Others are completely new, according to Defense Minister Israel Katz and Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich, both wild extremists. Settlements, which are widely seen as illegal under international law, though Israel disputes this, are one of the most contentious issues between Israel and the Palestinians. Katz said the move prevents the establishment of a Palestinian state that would endanger Israel, while the Palestinian presidency called it a dangerous escalation. So, you're literally running a social experiment, right? The social experiment is, okay, what happens when they violently resist? Well, that would be what happens in Gaza, right, with Hamas. Well, when Palestinians violently resist, Israel decides, we're going to genocide you. That's their reaction, okay? But here, you also have an example in the West Bank with the Palestinian Authority, who runs there. It's not Hamas who runs it there. It's the Palestinian Authority, Fatah. What happens when you resist peacefully? When you're not nearly as militant as Hamas is, right? Well, what happens there? The same thing is happening. They're building 22 new settlements. They're trying to destroy any chance at a Palestinian state, and they're trying to resettle it and take it all over there as well. So that just goes to show Israel is going to do what Israel wants to do, and the idea, if the Palestinians did this differently or that differently, the result would be different. Wrong. Israel wants all the land, they want all the territory, they don't want any Palestinians there, and they're going to make that come about come hell or high water.
All right. I should do a better job of screening the clips and making sure that I download the right one to play, because that wasn't exactly the one that I wanted. It's the one past that.
That guy's hair is a conspiracy theory.
For sure. Kyle's hair is a disaster.
It's wild, dude.
It took
It's
me a
like
while.
somehow gray and blonde at the same time.
I know. Well, blonde people have it the worst when they go gray. Like, it just goes so weird and white. But I will say it took me a while to warm up to Kyle, but he is good. But so he covered the point of that, but he didn't get to the red heifer part. So the point is that in August, when they did this test of the red heifer theory, it coincided with Mike Johnson's bipartisan trip to Israel with members of the Congress. Right now, Mike Johnson denies being there, and the members of Congress supposedly were not there. But conspiracy theory says that they were. And Mike Johnson is most certainly one of the Christians who believes in rapture prepping. Now, he started off as a Southern Baptist, and Southern Baptists would be less into this, right? But still into this. Right now, the way that he works, especially being friends with this, crazy cowboy who's searching for the red heifer, this is much more post-millennial. There's no proof that that's specifically what he is, but he is a Seven Mountains guy, which is similar, like that, where the belief that Christianity has to be number one in all these different areas, including government, and art, all of this shit, whatever. It's a stupid theory, but it's all a supremacy theory is the point, right? And they believe that they are religiously, spiritually entitled to this thing. And so these are the people that are setting the foreign policy of our government based on the idea that if they find and murder the correct cow on the right mountain, they will be able to destroy the mosque that sits there now and rebuild the Temple of Jerusalem. Now, that mosque is very religious to the people of Islam as well. All right. It is built on the mountain where they believe that Muhammad ascended into heaven. So for them, it's also existential, or their religious, I don't even know, maybe zealots. But so when October 7th happened, the stated reason that Hamas gave for the attack was the fact that Israel was coming for that hill to put their temple on. That was the reason. This idea that they were floating around, that they're out here practicing red heifer sacrifices, that it could, I'm sure it's close enough to know this stuff's going on. That was their stated reason for the October 7th attacks. Now that part's real. The only part of this that is like floating around conspiracy is the level of involvement of actual US government officials. This is absolutely batshit crazy. We are playing with the lives of people over a 5,000-year-old book and an interpretation thereof that is absolutely bonkers. I, when I heard this, I didn't know what to do with it, except for the fact that I was like, well, thank God Sundays exist.
Yeah, it
So they just murder the cow?
It's a yeah. Oh no, 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 no. So it's a sacrifice. They kill the cow. They burn the ashes. They
Mm-hmm.
mix it with the ashes of the other nine bulls or heifers or whatever. They get the little hyssop branch out. I mean, it's a whole fucking thing. And now they have built, and this is crazy. So they have slowly built like from the Bible, like they have the appropriate robes, the garments by Leviticus, like they have it all of these things ready to go. Like they have all of the stuff. They have been prepping this shit for weeks. They're trying to usher in the end time. So if you think they're afraid of a nuclear fucking disaster, you're out of your goddamn mind. They do not care because they are here to bring about the end times. You think they give a fuck about climate change? No. Jesus is coming. Like that's the fucking level of insane bullshit that we're dealing with right now. Like that's what these people believe with all of their religious, zealous hearts. They will kill us for this. I'm I'm like laughing and crying and want to scream all at the same time. Like this is this wave of emotions
yeah.
because it's so ridiculous. Like it deserves to be laughed at, but at the same time, they have the power to actually make this happen.
Christianity through the years has caused a lot of carnage, brother.
All of it. All of it. I'm done. I like seriously, like name somebody who's caused more carnage than Christians.
Jesus.
Like it that's I mean, in the name of Christianity, they've done some wild shit.
100%. And I mean, and they believe it's a religious site. Remember, we just talked
Well,
about Pete Hegseth, his Crusader tattoos, right? The Crusades, the first time the Christians tried to retake the Holy Land or whatever, liberated it. And his pastor, Doug Wilson, is also a post-millennialist, someone who believes in this bullshit, as well as all of the other things. But yeah, what were you gonna say, Jake?
I'm just a little bit like, so they want the end of the world to come?
Yes.
Oh, cute. Because what happens when nothing happens?
Well, Jake, what happens is me and you and the rest of the world knows happens
Um,
is that we all just fucking die. And then whatever it is that we believe happens to us after that is what happens. Not the definitely not I don't know, it returns on a white horse, by the way. A very specific return on a white horse. Not sure if the horse comes from heaven or if the horse is just like comes out
Probably
of the earth.
descends. It probably descends.
I mean, he went
Yeah.
up. He's got to come back down, right?
Well, it depends if you're which side you're on. But huge,
Right.
huge movie for
Flat
it.
Earth theory.
That's just insane to me.
It
Like
is.
usually, like animal sacrifice has been like done for with a lot of religions for a long time now,
Mhm.
and it's like the Greeks loved it. That's how they told the future. They would read the innards, like you'd read the innards of the animals that you'd sacrifice. But like other religions too have also used it, but never for like the rapture. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, this is the last cow was sacrificed over 2,000 years ago. So this is one of the most ancient prophecies that exist. I suspect that probably none of that ever happened. Because finding a cow with two red hairs doesn't touch another hair is likely it sounds stupid to me. Okay. Like I don't think you're gonna get there. Okay. So I don't think any of this has ever happened ever in the history of the world. But they believe that it does. And also, most Christians believe that Jesus ended the need for animal sacrifice by, crossing it up for a couple of days, pretending to die, and then like whoop, back. Um, but the these Christians have set that aside. because they believe, I don't know, they believe that this is somehow necessary, or mostly because they're desperate to bring about the end of the world. Like they're desperate. They have
Oh, so you're
many
saying Christians are picking and choosing what they learn from the Bible? I don't
con
think we do that.
controversial and crazy, I know. You probably don't have a Christian in your life who does exactly that, let alone several or all of them.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So you said there's a farm in Texas that he sent cows over.
He has been actively seeking a cow for the end of the world.
Cool.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
Does he have a TikTok? Can we like
I don't know.
up with them?
I did old fashioned research with newspapers and books and articles and the Torah.
From his library with the turn thing.
Yeah, a microfiche. Yeah. No, I didn't go that far, but I mostly did reading on this. I did not search deeply for video. We can continue to keep an eye on it though, for sure. We're definitely
I'd
gonna.
love to see the process.
They have the nuclear power to bring about the end of the world. So there's that.
Yeah,
So they do it, they just do it anyway, so it looks like it.
Yeah, like
100%.
fucking rapture button,
Right.
and
It worked.
then fire will rain from the sky.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that part will be real. That part will
That
be
makes
real.
it really sad.
It's terrifying. I told you, this one is just it's too fucking insane. But like people with power really believe this shit. Um, the people around Trump, his current faith leader is not necessarily on board with the or has never really said it out loud. She's more interested in the profit side of things, and is really, I swear to God, like religiously believes that the prosperity is the number one indicator of holiness. So by that accord, I guess is like maybe that's what Trump means when he's not doing so well on the totem pole to get to heaven because Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are ahead of him. Um, but yeah, that's where his spiritual advisor is heavy on the prosperity. There's a lot of deep dive into these people's personal religious beliefs, and it is, boys, I'm sparing you. I'm sparing you some of the scarier parts. It's fucking terrifying that these people are running the country. Terrifying.
Hmm.
But I do see the connective tissue, which I think is hard without the deep dive. And the connective tissue literally is the rapture. They're all fixated on bringing about the rapture.
It's
That's with
about that time.
yeah, that's it's well past time. It's like it's been
Oh,
2,000
man.
years since they were supposed to have brought it
Things
around.
happen. Let's get it over with.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
dude.
get into battle breeding.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be better than going to work, I guess. Oh shit. So yeah, that's it. Anything anything else you guys
I
want
have so many questions, but I won't bore everyone. But
to
does
well,
it have to be a certain type of cow? Like what breed of cow? Could it be any form of heifer or like
It has to be a red one.
a
yes.
red one, but like is there like certain like can't be a longhorn one or like it can't be like you know what I mean? Like is there
Well,
more holy cows than other cows?
heifers are young, right? Am I wrong
I
there?
thought were female cows that didn't give birth yet.
Right, so young. So no horns. You're not going to get horns on a heifer.
Well, I meant like just breed of cow. That's why I said horns.
I heard no I in my research I uncovered nothing about a specific breed. The important factor here is simply uh
Heifer.
yeah, the hard part for me is the no hairs touching. Like that's
Touching another color though, right? So like it can't be a red hair touching a brown hair.
right, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I that would be make it easier, but still fucking impossible. There's no way this has ever been done, right? Am I wrong there? Like there's
Well,
nobody
no. I still feel like people do this stuff.
right, but nobody not correctly. Like there's no way they got the perfect heifer ever because no such thing exists.
Oh, like catching the
Couldn't
big one? No, I thought you meant like animal sacrifice. I'm like, oh no,
Oh,
that's
yeah, no, that part's real. I'm just saying, like, there's
it's
no
just funny
way.
that they're doing it now and like they're okay with it. But like when I don't know, the Church of Satan does it, it's like crazy.
Right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. God forbid a chicken, but like here we are hunting the red heifer. Yeah, batshit crazy. Boys, batshit fucking crazy. And the billionaires in this world are the biggest pussies on the planet. Like they won't stop it. In fact, Peter Thiel is in the middle of giving a four-part series on the fucking Antichrist right now. So like they're into it too. They're into it
Oh,
too. We're
worse there.
so fucked.
uh, I like that
So
those were all a wide variety
yeah,
tonight.
was that too heavy of a note to end on?
No, I'm so curious about it.
All right. Well, we'll do more research. We'll talk. It won't be the end of this one. I think that a lot of the good ones, I think we should go back and revisit a lot of them. So, but yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it, though, unless you guys got anything else you want
It's
You're
just
good.
crazy. They all don't fear death and they think they're going to heaven. That is so funny.
to add.
They're willing that they think they're okay enough to bring back the rapture. Like that's crazy. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that is a crazy level of delusion to think that
Yeah,
you are the holy.
uh-huh.
So just real quick, Mike Johnson believes that he is the Moses of this situation, which is why he was there. Like there's no doubt in my mind that he was there, because they have to have Moses there, and they believe that Mike Johnson is the Moses of this situation. God told him, God told him that he is Moses. He had said that out loud in public in front of a microphone.
Okay, it's part to see.
Yeah,
You
that's
need a part
insane.
to see, and then I'll believe you.
I don't know. I hear he has some
Free the Palestine, and then we'll talk. Because that's what Moses did for his people at that time.
yeah, but those aren't his people.
That's
Not Mike Johnson's people,
That's true.
right? Got to
We could see.
get your own Moses.
Wait, I want to pick one before they all get taken. I want to be one.
Well, I don't know why they started selecting with Mike Johnson, but I
right.
feel like there's still good ones available.
Oh, you got the good Moses.
Pick one.
Can't even grow a beard.
Damn.
Oh shit. All right, guys. Let's leave it there. Uh
Good episode.
yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for making the Derealization Nation a thing. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't, what the fuck, man? Jeez, what do I gotta do? Anyways, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Until next time, I'm John,
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
and that's what's left.
Helen Keller's safe tonight. It took us 6 weeks, and tonight I learned John fucking loves conspiracy theory Sundays.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.